Top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning. I can speak on this one. I was asked, can I speak on toxic relationships, toxic people, toxicity? I can. Let me say this though. You'll never really know how toxic someone is until you breathe fresher air. You'll never know how toxic someone is until you breathe fresher air. Now, I was asked, how do I wind up in these situations like this? Well, I would never be so disrespectful as to say how you ended up in those situations, but I'm gonna go on talking to people, myself, and things I've observed. And what I've observed is we tend to end up in toxic relationships because the individual don't stand up for him or herself. Most cases her, but it happens to men too. They don't stand up for themselves early on when they see the red flags. When you see the red flags, you got to stand up. You don't, you finna allow something to happen that you don't even want to occur. We let things slide. From what I noticed, from fear of not having a companion, and that's sliding down a razor blade into an alcohol river. Don't put up with no mess like that just to have somebody. That's how toxicity starts from a toxic person. You got to ask yourself, how long do you allow this disrespect to go? You in control of that, so you got to stop it. You got to put up your barriers and say, I'm not going to be treated like this. And know to yourself, you are responsible for your experience and nobody else. Not no entity, you. Also, the flip side of that, neglect is abusive. Ignoring a person and not caring about who they are and what they need. That's toxic. That's toxic. That's like telling them they're not important, so go do it over again. And you got to understand, when that's coming from a toxic person, they use that neglect to make you feel insignificant and unworthy. You got to take that back. Listen what I said at the beginning. You'll never really know how toxic someone is until you breathe fresher air. Go breathe that fresher air. So how you going to end this, young God? Well, the only way to win with a toxic person is not to play, baby. You can catch me at Fitted Snapback Thought 70 on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. And if not like that, type in davidmerrittjr.com. Let me say it again. The only way to win with a toxic person is not to play. And that's wooism, baby. As always, catch that woo